to winning ways this evening. About set at HBF Park, the second match of a doubleheader, and hopefully as exciting as the first one. Brisbane, late win against Western United. Here we go in the West. We're off. Stands are empty. Perth Glory hope, though, for their fans' sake, that hearts are full by the end of this 90 minutes and they can get back to winning ways and keep touch with this top six. Melbourne City, the equation is win and go 6 points clear. Adam Peacock alongside Robbie Slater. How are you, Rob?
Yeah, good, and looking forward to this. And, you know, talking about Perth's chances of a top six, it's a must 3 points. It's nothing else for them will do. And it's a tough ask, as you said. They're up against the informed side, league leaders. Melbourne City got 2 games in hand on the 2 teams just below them, and games on hand on everyone apart from Brisbane. So a big ask for Perth. They've got a good side out. Economides is, of course, will get better and better with more minutes he plays, and Castro obviously a key for them. But Melbourne City, that man Maclaren you mentioned, absolutely on fire at the moment.
A number of statistics are just flat out staggering with Jamie Maclaren and his goal scoring rate. We'll get through a few of them throughout the broadcast. Yeah, one short of becoming the quickest ever in Australian club football, NSL A-League, to reach 100 goals. Tilio, an early touch off the ball. There was a collision between Keogh and Jamison. It's out on the left through Craig Noon. And Maclaren attacking it. Skips past Otter, who lets it go, and he continues down that left side. But dangerous ball from Craig Noon, who leads the league clearly in balls into the area. And that's the first of many tonight, you dare say. Castro looking for Economides. Didn't quite get things going in the first half, Perth, on Saturday, Robbie, but you can understand it given the stop-start nature of their season. It was another, it was over 10-day break from last game to that game, and yeah, rhythm not quite there.
Yeah, and it's hard to find when, you know, so many, as you say, stop-start season it has been for them. And tonight they'll operate in the attacking third with Fornaroli at the front of the attack, with Economides on the left starting there, Keogh on the right, with Castro in a central area just behind.
Talking of rhythm, though, Melbourne City have just been superb on this run since that loss against Newcastle in round 6. It's just the one loss in score, but defensive work to do here potentially as Economides links up with Castro. Kilkenny. Castro and Otter has got himself into an advanced position, but that's really good defending from Marco Tilio. Does extremely well, if you don't mind, with the back heel. Got a bit fortunate with the deflection to put it back in his path, but here he is, going over halfway.
And what a great start to his game. So important for players in that kind of position to get a great first touch.
Jamison, he'll win a corner. No, goal kick. A little flick off Jamison on the way through, but yeah, Marco Tilio hasn't started since round 2.
How about this? Keeps possession, little nutmeg with the back heel. And away he went, and he's the one that set that attack up. Yeah, really good start for him.
Interesting setup for Melbourne City there from that first goal kick. Had 2 on the last line, Berenguer and also Maclaren, really narrow. They're almost asking Perth Glory to go wide from the restart. Griffiths, another former Glory player, playing for Melbourne City. Good. Noon and Metcalf, trademark run off the ball forward. To Noon again. Maclaren wants it defeat, well defended by Ingham first time round. Maclaren looking for the bounce pass with Noon, and it falls down. Ingham on the right. We've seen him play left back a lot for Perth Glory, but Kosuke Otter's got that position to himself, it seems, at the moment for Glory. Keogh, a loose touch. all the way back to Tom Glover. Good, so that making Bruno Fornaroli do the chasing alone up front here, Glory, defensively. Never fun for a striker doing the doggies by himself up the front there. Jamison is caught by Wilson.
Yeah, it's important when Fornaroli does go that Keogh and Economides and Castro behind him go as well, and the midfielders. So he's been one out and just play around you. City very much could have the ability to do that, and you see at the start of this game how they do zip the ball around. Their team full of confidence at the moment.
Tilio plays a bit of head tennis, and he's the winner. Tilio will have a go. Talk about a confident start for a young man making his second start of the season. Well, we're seeing it right now with Marco Tilio.
Yeah, that's the end of it, but he controlled it nicely, got it down, and just always rising. It wasn't that far away.
So it looks like he's not the ball boy, as was reported this afternoon, that was the only way that Tony Sage could get into the ground if he had a responsibility for the evening. Maybe
he's reserve ball boy.
He might be ball boy for that region in the stands. So if the ball goes up there, he's going to have to trot after it. So there's a chance for Glory. Castro is looping it over the top to Economides. Faced with Galloway. He does get the cross in. Glover has to really stretch everything he had to get that one.
Yeah, it looked like it was over him, and somehow he's plucked that out of the air. Economides, little room, and just tries to dink this to the back post. Glover did very well.
Inspector Gadget arms. Maclaren. O'Neill and Jamison.
They'll open up for Tilio.
Good into Jamison. And it falls down, so Glory through Fornaroli. Wilson. A bit of a battle of it, with it, and eventually it came out okay because Castro can look up and find Economides. Beats one, doesn't quite beat Tilio. It's gone out. Des Buckingham, he's the man in charge for Melbourne City with Patrick Isnorbo on the other side of the continent, resting that Achilles. Unfortunately picked up in a charity game on the weekend he was playing. And poor old Achilles went kaput for Patrick, but he'll be back in action in a couple of games' time. And, well, most coaches watch with the sound down, not to be distracted, but if the sound's up for some reason, Patrick, hopefully all is okay and comfortable. Resting, watching your football team do its thing this evening. Good. Long for the first time. There. Falls for City. Falls for the Frenchman. Quite bring it under control, but Tilio, little 1-2. Marco Tilio in on goal. Decides to cut it back to Maclaren, when perhaps the other option, the obvious option, was to shoot. Corner though.
Well, terrific little interchange on the edge of the box, and Tilio looking so sharp, and you're right, he should take this on himself. There's too many bodies just in there. Look at all those Perth shirts, and he should have had that shot himself. Keeper was guarding that near post, so the whole of the goal was open on the other side, and you just wonder whether that, he thought that he had to pass it.
Williams delivery, headed away, back to Jamison. And he just literally puts the bomb up. It's a rugby league term or a rugby union term, but don't see it too much in football, and it hasn't worked out for City here because Perth are on the break through Keogh. Wilson, get back and set pretty quickly, Melbourne City.
Yeah, it looked like there was a counter on it. You see how disciplined this Melbourne City side is. Everyone sprinting to get back and get the formation, the organisation.
Wilson, his touch was too heavy, didn't have that long. The Melbourne City player who closed him down has hurt himself, but Noon has come away on this right-hand side, cutting back on his left. Maclaren, his run was beyond the last man. Tilio has another go this time. O'Neill. Jamison, no foul there. Keogh, though, gives away the corner. Just on Tilio. I can't remember too many times where a player on or in the 6-yard box of the opposition passes the ball. This time, he decided to shoot.
Yeah, when probably her pass was a better option, but certainly the one before was a great chance. And he'll know it, and he should have taken it on himself.
McLaren's on 99, he's called for it, so you can understand why he's decided to pass with Jamie screaming for the ball inside him. Anyway, it's a couple of promising situations for Melbourne City. See if they can capitalise here from the set piece. It's a good ball. It's a very good ball, and Jamie Maclaren was a whisker away from getting 100.
And he shows great strength there. Good ball in. Just rolled it to make sure that ball doesn't bend out. And just physical strength. He holds off Otter, and he'll feel he should have scored.
Again, Perth have an issue trying to play out. Maclaren, 5 goals in his last 5 games at this venue as well, so it's score everywhere Jamie Maclaren. And he did there.
Look at Melbourne City, how they swarm around the ball. There's no dropping off.
Six-day break since their last game, and no excuses, I dare say, for playing staff to be at full capacity. Tilio fell into a challenge on Kilkenny and hurt himself. They'll go out probably Melbourne City. No, Galloway's going to, yes, eventually put it out, and Tilio on his haunches.
Yeah, 50-50, because his first touch left the ball loose, and it's purely accidental. The challenge with Kilkenny.
Neil Kilkenny. It was mentioned by Stephen Mork that people at Melbourne City Football Club weren't his biggest fans when he was at the club earlier in the season, but I think he's copped a bit of a knock to where you least want a knock. Marco Tilio, completely accidental from Kilkenny, but got an issue at the moment, Perth Glory, in creating comfortable possession for themselves when they play out. Because at the moment, when they're in their own half on the ball, Perth Glory, there is 0 time on it.
Yeah, and that's where they, you know, the idea is to go long a few times, push up to the halfway line, try and get some territory. But just looking at Tilio there, I was just wondering whether he might have tweaked his groin.
Austin Griffiths and poor Bruno Fornaroli having to deal with those two at the back, and City at the moment just picking off Perth in their attempted press.
And their rotations are so clever as well. I saw Jamison surge forward and Metcalf as well, and then Metcalf just pulls back into the space where Jamison vacated.
Bounce pass after bounce pass through midfield, waiting for a Perth player to go sleepy nine eyes on the rotation, and then they'll play through. Metcalf tries a move on Wilson, link up Jamison. It's Perth. They get time on the ball. No, Metcalf wins it back.
And that's a good example of, we talk about how potent they are going forward, Melbourne City, but always a sign of a good side is how quickly they win the ball back.
It's difficult for the opposition because the fullbacks, sometimes Jamison will take up that spot in the middle. Other times he'll rotate with Noon out wide, so it's really hard to defensively pick up when they've got so many options. And Maclaren trying to get the other side of Aspro, but trips him up and gives away the foul. Bodnar at the back tonight. The 6 different centre-back combination for Perth Glory this season. That's some neat work from Economides to release Fornaroli down this left. Searching for a combination option everywhere there, Fornaroli. Eventually back to Kilkenny, and they rotate out through Castro. Wilson to Castro. Olsen takes off. He's not quite in front of him, but Diago gets it back. Nutmeg on Tilio. Puts a move on Galloway. Cuts it back. Fornaroli. Economides, great block from O'Neill. Best moment of the game for Perth Glory.
And that's where Castro's so dangerous. When he can get the ball in that penalty box. Such quick feet, good balance. Little nutmeg first. Kilkenny. Wilson, this is a good ball. Otter plays it back, and then he's on his way. Little nutmeg here. Down the left-hand side. Dangerous ball in. They just couldn't get that little bit of space to get the shot off.
Griffiths just sprays one out to Noon, who brushes past Ingham, literally, and wins a free kick. Nearly took one quickly there. Scott Jamison, we've seen Melbourne City do that before this season. Most experienced player out there, Liam Reddy. Just wants 2 in the wall. And it's Berenguer or Noon to take it. It's like Noon's just trying to pop it between 18-yard box and penalty spot. Further than that, Griffiths ready on his game.
Sharp save at his near post. Unmarked, Griffiths. Just when you see this again, it was impossible. He couldn't go far corner, so he has to try and sneak that in at the near post, and Reddy was aware, and it's a good save because he's very close to him.
And there's free kick. It's headed away by Glory. Kilkenny, few to beat, and does it really well. Gets past Jamison. Kilkenny is barrelled by Scott Jamison after passing the ball. From fielding. He's okay with it.
Yeah, he did well to get out of that situation. Jamison clearly into the back of Kilkenny.
Okay with no card there?
Well, he certainly could have got one.
Yeah. Out of his own hands. He didn't get one. And here's Castro for Keogh. He does well to find Economides. One-on-one with Galloway. Castro again. Diago this way, that way. Galloway comes again and does well. Castro just heightening his influence on the game.
Help him, Joe, help him.
Brandon Wilson, everything's come down the left for Glory. And the moment they try to go right, you can probably tell why they've wanted to go down the left.
Yeah, just a sloppy pass and good possession. Yeah.
O'Neill onto that one. Quick ball from Maclaren, but didn't notice that Neil Kilkenny was hiding there. Castro away to Fornaroli. Space again down the left for Glory to operate in. Economides. Galloway with a bit to do at the moment. Comes again to get that one out for a corner.
Good defending again from Galloway. This time on Economides, last time was Castro. He's certainly coming down this left-hand side.
Building nicely, Perth. Ingham looking for Economides, who gets under it, but Griffiths is there. Tilio getting his touch right there, so Castro gets another crack. Overloaded on this left side again. Glory. Otter decides not to go to Economides. Kilkenny's trying to. Now they'll come out through Aspro. Wilson. Otter. Castro tried it, but doesn't get the throw in. Tony Sage waiting for his opportunity as ball boy this evening in the stands. Jamison. Need to settle a bit here, City, because the last 5 minutes, Robbie, has all been the home side.
Yeah, Perth had a good little period, but in that 5 minutes they couldn't really threaten the Melbourne City goal. And another chance here.
Characteristically sloppy from City, and Economides wins the foul. It's getting going again after a long layoff, Chris Economides, after blowing his ACL out.
We had nowhere to go here. He looked up looking for help and could where to draw the foul.
Andy Keogh, haven't seen much of Andy Keogh this evening because everything's down the opposite side, but he won't mind that if he's afforded the chance for a tap in at the far stick if they get it completely right, Perth Glory. He was inches away from scoring against MacArthur on the weekend. Cross from Carlo Armiento was beyond him. Tilio, good looking cross there. Bodnar had to get it exactly right and did, the young defender. He was probably the man of the match on Saturday. Fornaroli really well, using his body. Close attention paid to Bruno there, and nothing given for the Glory striker. Keogh does well to win that back, and again they can break down this left because Castro and Fornaroli, and now Economides is there. Economides one-on-one. Galloway again. Back inside. Handful of shirt does Galloway, but he let go eventually. Economides really liking this matchup that he's got at the moment, and eventually he wins the foul.
That's a great battle out there, Galloway and Economides, and Galloway's certainly the busiest right back on the field at the moment. Everything's come down his side and he's dealt with pretty much everything. It's come his way only once. Castro got around him. And that was Perth's best moment, but they've come back for the free kick.
Scott Galloway, he'd be busier if he was working in a bottle on Christmas Eve. Kosuke Otta dropped this on a dime for one of his strikers. Instead he finds Aspro, who's pressured by Metcalf in the corner. Exactly the outcome they had in mind, but they do get a corner out of it. And it's Neil Kilkenny to take the corner. 7 assists for the season, as we pointed out pre-game, but hasn't had one in the last 5 games in which Perth have struggled to score goals. Good looking corner, but O'Neill's there. Otta. Castro to Kilkenny again. Jamison going out there to put pressure on. Kilkenny gets past him. Jamison has to be careful, so too is Craig Noon going in. Made the big appeal, but no contact in the eyes of Adam Fielding, and City can break. Yeah, his touch takes him away, and that's really good work from Bruno Fornaroli. Doesn't win the foul. Advantage, though. He would have won the foul. Oh, Dane Ingham wasn't watching, and Reddy's off his line and had to make sure of that one from Noon, but it just goes over. So a bit of end-to-end action here all of a sudden.
Yeah, and a great idea from Noon. Reddy was off his line. I think he had it covered, backpedaling quickly, but Noon saw it and took it on.
Bit of pressure relief for Melbourne City. Chances with this goal kick from Liam Reddy. No playing out early, like it was early. Long for Kia. Jamison wins a foul. So nearly half an hour in, you could dare say that on balance, Robbie, if it's not 50-50, Perth Glory perhaps have shaded it.
Yeah, look, it's very even. Melbourne City certainly started the better, but Perth have come back into it.
Do well to keep a clean sheet against Melbourne City at the moment. It's February 7, the last time they failed to score in a match. And they're just about to enter the stage in which they've been better than any team in the competition, clearly, and that's the last 15 of the first half, as Fornaroli just brushes off Aidan O'Neill and unfortunately doesn't come up with the ball on the back of it. Yeah, they've scored 10 goals, Melbourne City, in the half hour to 45-minute mark of games this season. Galloway. Good. There's plenty of time to assess his options. Goes to Jamison. Finds Metcalf and Gare. Noon. His ball is met by Aspro's head. And get another crack here, City. Good. Zips one into Maclaren, who can't link up with Jamison.
They're closing the space better than they did in that first 15 minutes, Perth Glory. Now they have a bit of space to try and play out from the back.
Oh, Kilkenny, smart ball. Opens everything up for Perth. Ingham. Down the right. First time in a while, Glory. Wilson. Lane to Castro is blocked by, I guess. They have to go back and out through Kilkenny. Ingham takes Noon on. Whizzes by him. Steamer. Links up with Keogh. Early ball. Castro's there. Economides. Chris Economides! Oh, what a strike. Chris Economides It's been a fantastic last 10, 15 minutes for Perth Glory. And they've capitalised with the opener.
And Economides not running into the box, just held his run. And for the first time, the fullback Ingham gets involved, and it's an acceleration from him that it opens up the space for Keogh to get into this position. Castro was coming in late. Economides peels off, and what about that for a strike? Controls it there, shifts it to the right, makes the space. And what a clean strike that is. Glover goes the right way, but he can't get close to it. It's actually past him as he's diving. Maybe a little touch on the fingers. He was never going to stop that.
Good to have him back. Good to see him flying again. Chris Economides at his top. Outstanding player. Socceroo. His first goal since January 11, 2020. It's been a long road back from a serious knee injury. But that confirms and marks his return. And yes, Tony Sage, pump the fist. You're meant to be kind of ambivalent about things as a ball boy, but I think that's just in name only tonight. Perth owner pumped to see Chris Economides back amongst the goals. Thought when he took it that Diego Castro would be the most disappointed person
he was
around.
Blow up.
He took it off his foot. And you don't do that to Diego. Glover clears that one. Melbourne City, they knew it coming over here. It's always a difficult place to go, Perth. Just because they're very much in form, and Perth are battling for points and battling to stay in touch with this top six. And the gap at the moment between themselves and sixth is 10 points. So this is situation critical for them, even though they've got games in hand. But City knew they'd be in a contest tonight, and they've got exactly what they thought. Renge. Work to Metcalf. Perth in a pretty deep block at the moment. Richard Garcia, the Perth Glory manager, you can see on your screen right now. He'd be absolutely pumped with what he's seeing from his side. Well organised and creating problems for the opposition with the ball. Galloway. Looking for Renge. Tilio. Quick start for Tilio. I haven't seen much of him in the last 15 minutes or so.
Well, that's because he hasn't had the ball. Mostly defending. And City looked really sharp in the first 15. It's been Perth that have taken control.
Former Sydney player, youth product. Decided that he'd get more of an opportunity at A-League level at Melbourne City than Sydney FC, who did want to keep him. He looks to be a real prospect, and he'll get more minutes before this season's out, with the prospect of Maclaren and the boot hanging away on Socceroo's duty at the business end of the season. Everyone claiming it. Bruno Fornaroli cannot believe that he hasn't got the decision. He's copying a bit of advice from the crowd. Saturday Bruno, here he is with a chance, and he skipped into that one. Griffiths, after a heavy touch, stopped his plans at a shot on goal, and Andy Keogh is into the book for a foul that stops a attacking opportunity for the opposition.
Well, they certainly wasted the opportunity with that heavy touch. Griffiths with the tackle, and that's sent Jamison away, and have no argument with that. Andy Keogh.
mean, how different's that one for Keogh than what we saw early in the game? It's what frustrates players and coaches. It's a beautiful ball out to Marco Tilio. He zips the ball in, and unfortunately, Luke Bodnar has come up with a classy finish in his own net. And it's 1-1, Melbourne City. Something created out of nothing by Marco Tilio.
And this kid just has that ability to create something. He's hardly touched the ball in the last 15 minutes after a really bright start. What about that touch? Brilliant. Just brings it down, shifts it low and hard. It's definitely a defensive mistake. He just gets it all wrong. His body shape didn't really go at it with conviction to clear that, and takes a top edge, flashes past Reddy, who's got no chance. But a big defensive mistake. But that's what happens when you put that kind of ball into the box. Well, that's what can happen, and it did so for Attilio.
So, horrible little couple of minutes there, and Kilkenny's had this blocked by Berenguer, who's flowing down this right-hand side, the Frenchman. Kilkenny does well to come again and win it back, correct his mistake. All the way up to Fornaroli, who wins the throw. Not a foul, but poor old Luke Bodnar, who hasn't had much to do in the second half of this first half. Seemed he was expecting the ball to come at him at about 60 k's an hour. It was coming at him at 80 k's an hour. Didn't have time to readjust. And by the time he did, he's walking back to halfway.
Yeah, it did come across. It flashed across, but he's still, in a great position. He should have cleared that ball.
Oh, coughed it up again, Glory, and Tilio has another chance, but Kilkenny gets his tackle right. His timing right, and Perth can come away through Wilson. Aspro was pressured by Noon. Keogh was offside. Tilio again. All the way back to Good. Griffiths. Beautifully weighted pass out to Noon. Comes back inside with Jamison, and Perth blocking those lanes into central areas really well, so they have to go out the other side. City. Peppering his left side for the moment, though. Griffiths. Maclaren. Back again. Good. Lets the drive. Flip it back. And Metcalf. Griffiths time to drive. All the way out to Tilio, one-on-one with Otter. Little touch in. Yeah, opted to take it himself. Galloway. Otter's there to clear. Sustained pressure for Melbourne City. Tilio was looking to link up with Galloway, who was interfered with by Economides, and Melbourne City will have an attacking set piece.
Yeah, amazing how the goal just has changed it, flipped it on its head. Now Melbourne City in control of the football since that equaliser gifted to them.
Looks like he's going to be the one, and is. Aspro, well placed. Castro, his clearance isn't good enough. Tilio from Maclaren, can't find him. Back it will come. Jamison. Big switch out to Tilio. Galloway, neat ball. Yeah, looking to... We're on the edge of the 6-yard box, but blocked.
Yeah, good block, and Berenguer just ghosting in behind, found by Galloway.
Liam Reddy, one of a few clubs that he hasn't played for in the A-League, Melbourne City, stroke Melbourne Heart. Oh, attacking it was Curtis Good. It's still there for Metcalf. It's not now. Perth got bodies around the ball. Tilio. One look up, looking for Good, who kind of got impeded to start with and then got a shot, which he sends over the bar.
And he hesitated as well. Clever little ball from Tilio. Picks this up on the edge of the penalty box left-hand side, and Reddy thinks of coming, hesitates and comes again. And that's a chance for Curtis Good. He's probably waiting for contact from Liam Reddy,
which you don't want at the best of times. Because if Liam's coming for the ball, he's not going to go in at 95%. Yeah, big chance for Melbourne City. Rest back, total control of this contest. It's been entertaining again. The final few minutes of this first half, and Perth Glory opened the scoring through a beautiful strike from Chris Economides. And it was levelled up after a cross from Marco Tilio, cannoned off the lazy left leg of Luke Bodnar. Didn't expect the pace on the ball, so that's where we are at the moment. We'll have a look at the highlights at half-time. Is there more to come out of this first half, though? I guess so. 1 or 2 chances to come before we're done. In the press, but it's a bit of space in between the lines here from Melbourne City. Can they move the ball quick enough? Perth. And Fielding didn't want to know about that from Chris Economides. Griffiths. Noon. Plenty of forward runs in this first half, Frenchman. It's a little close to Kilkenny. And Adam Fielding is doing all he can not to blow his whistle, and he doesn't there. Fornaroli steps in front of Griffiths, and that time the ref says yes, foul. Fornaroli finally wins one.
And Kilkenny's done a really good job on a number of occasions now. And affected some very good tackles. That last one was on Berenguer. As you said, let's make those runs ghosts from the middle of the park into the, particularly that inside right channel. It's a good contest.
Kilkenny. It's a very good contest. Even. Bodnar was instructed by Kilkenny to go to the other side. He got it back, Kilkenny, and just took matters into his own hands out to Aspro, who can't find Economides. Kilkenny goes in there hard. O'Neill goes flying in as well. And Fielding turns around and says to Perth Glory midfielder, go in the book.
Well, it's the second ball as it comes down, and Kilkenny comes flying into the back of Berenguer. Referee saw enough in it to give a yellow card.
He's very disciplined, Neil Kilkenny, when he picks up a yellow card in his A-League career. He had 23 yellow cards in 111 appearances before tonight. Never a red. Good. Maclaren had a bit more space than perhaps he might have appreciated, but still he gets a ball out to Jamison. And that ball is dangerous. It's headed away and back to Noon. This ball doesn't get past Kilkenny, down to Castro. Keogh looking for Economides, but back it'll come. The time added on here in this first half. Right now, it's 1-1. HBF Park will have 2 extra minutes in this first half. I do like the fact that there's no one in the stands, but there's still a ground announcer here tonight just for that authentic feel. Jamison is hassled into a mistake potentially by Keogh, but it's a foul. And City looking to create one or two more opportunities before this half is out. And Tilio on this left-hand side now, trying to get past Ingham, does well. It beats about 3 of them. Like Tim Pim bowling, went through the whole lot. O'Neill smashes it at Bobnar, who got in the way well. Galloway. O'Neill, first touch. Second touch was almost going to be a shot, but back to Galloway again. And there it is. Jamie Maclaren, as he's done throughout his A-League career. Right spot at the right time, and with his head, it's his 100th goal in the competition.
Well, a concerted pressure there from Melbourne City, and they get, what a time to get the goal, and terrible time for Perth to concede, but it was just constant pressure, and that's a super ball from Galloway. He just clips this over the Perth Glory defender, straight onto the head of Maclaren, who's not going to miss from there. Clinical header, back the way from where it's come from, and he gets his 100th goal of Melbourne City. What a time to get the lead. Right on the stroke of half-time. They were rather lucky to get back into it with that own goal, but nothing lucky about that one.
Congratulations to him, Jamie Maclaren, fastest ever Australian club footballer to 100 goals in the NSL stroke A-League. An amazing achievement. This is just his 144th game. That is an unbelievable scoring rate. And that's his 100th, crafted in the early days. So much time spent in the backyard with his twin brother and his dad, who played professionally in the UK. Chance for another one here for Melbourne City. Maclaren gives it up to Tilio. He was maybe looking for that far stick. He couldn't get his boot right around it, and it's straight at ready.
No, that's exactly what a chance to get a third. Tilio, yep, he's opened himself up. He's trying to go for that far post, but hits it straight at ready, and Perth let off the hook.
Yeah, so half-time though, and City have got back total control of this one. Perth have a few questions to answer, and Richard Garcia a few problems to solve at the break. And Jamie Maclaren, yep, honed in the backyard with his twin brother in the northern suburbs of Melbourne all those years ago, and he's got the goal that has sent City ahead, and his 100th in the A-League. Half-time, Perth Glory 1, Melbourne City 2. And of course, we're going to talk to the man who's just brought up 100. Nice celebration, celebrating with all of your mates. Jamie, congratulations, first of all, 100. We'll talk about it more extensively in the days to come, but that in the context of what we're doing tonight, and that's trying to win a football game, how big a goal was that?
Yeah, it's huge. I thought we started well, and they got back in the game 1-0, and we showed a great character to turn it around, and Tilio's been fantastic this half, so we just want to carry that into the second half, but going in at 2-1 is great for us.
How did the game kind of get back in control of Perth Glory, in your opinion, in the midsection of that first half?
They're a good team, and if they break our press, obviously we can leave us a little bit exposed, but I thought we dealt with it quite well, but